Walid Mansour joins us here today at the STEP conference. He is the managing partner at MEVP, that stands for Middle East Venture Partners. Thank you so much, Walid, for joining us today. So tell us, which startups do you like or invest in?
Name? So I have investing in startups is very emotional, so you can think of them as a little bit as your babies, right? So you don't have preferences between your kids, theoretically. So I love all the companies we've invested in, the good ones and the bad ones. We've invested in more than 30 startups over the past 9 years. And I can name some of the ones we've been very close to and very proud of. I love Shahiya. Shahiya was it is the biggest recipes business in Arabic in the Arab world. It's a fantastic business. It's been launched by two ladies and two gentlemen out of a garage in Beirut, and became one of the largest companies in that space. We were talking about Anghami. Anghami is the largest music streaming business in MENA. Luxury Closet, which is a second-hand marketplace. Really, I have a lot of favorite companies. Not one I'm following up closely on is Al-Tibbi, which is a doctors on demand network, whereby through an app you can talk to any doctor and follow on some of the content out there. So very many companies.
So it's a broad range you're looking at. You're not specialized on a certain industry.
Sure.
You're looking at all sorts of.
We like new media businesses, so consumer internet, web and media businesses, marketplaces. But also we look at verticals such as fintech, or now we're doing more in the Internet of Things, because we believe that this is going to be the next big wave. We've looked also at the travel vertical. We've invested a lot in the content, the regular content one, gaming included.
When you look at those companies, what do you look for, and how much do you rely on your gut feeling?
Very good question. Investing in a startup requires a lot of gut feeling, and it requires a lot of heart, because all you're buying into is a piece of paper and a promise of something. So you need to be comfortable with the promise of the company itself, whether it's the market is going after or the product that's building. And none of that is possible if you don't, in my opinion, have two elements, right? First of all is timing. You have to be convinced that innovation is happening at the right timing. Many companies failed because they were either too early or too late. So you need to have a gut feeling for the timing of stuff. And the second one is actually the team that you're investing in.
Obviously, the people, yeah.
The people, and not necessarily the founders also only, but the founders and the people around the founders who build and scale and change and decide, and you have to be comfortable with their ability to take decisions, to change things, to pivot when they need, to listen when they need, and to be wise when they need to.
So who's the next unicorn?
$1 billion valuation. It's a tough question.
The next Uber here in the Middle East region, who is that going to be?
Look, I don't know who will hit $1 billion in valuation, to be honest, because this is not something you can easily predict. But what you can predict is what will be the big sectors, right? Where do people are gonna move their attention and investment to? I think, for instance, the entertainment industry, especially the new media industry, is gonna be fully mobile moving forward. So content on mobile platforms, entertainment mobile platforms will be replacing eventually a TV and capturing value from advertising and from some subscription models. Second, and that applies to many things, to many content verticals, whether it's music or video or content for children or even specialized content. We spoke about Al-Tibbi before. So any content that is going to be consumed over mobile is going to be big in our part of the world. Second, I suspect that some on-demand businesses will also move offline to online. You said Uber. You have obviously the Careem example, taxi business moving on, on an on-demand model. that we could apply to other verticals of very established offline businesses that will do I think well online. I'm thinking of a company we just invested in called Matic, which is a home cleaning service business, an on-demand, mobile on-demand business based in Saudi and UAE, and is scaling fantastically nice.
It surprises me because you think the market would be saturated.
Well, that's the thing. The thing is that the consumers are shifting their entry point into a service from calling over the phone into booking through an app, right? Or walking into a store from purchasing online. So that doesn't mean that the fundamental business has not been there before. It's just the shift from offline to online is becoming more and more easier. And why? And the companies who facilitate that shift, whether those are software as a service businesses that enable that shift, or mobile businesses that capture the audience and the attention of people, are going to capture those industries, and it's going to be the equivalent of a mall, the equivalent of a phone, and that's going to intensify.
What is the entrepreneurship environment here in Dubai like, or here in the UAE, in the region? Is it an easy place to get started, or is it easier elsewhere?
When you speak about the region, especially the Arab world, we speak about usually countries that are well connected. So you have a lot of migrant workforce that moves well between these countries, and that's very visible in the technology space, because take a company like Souk. It started in Jordan, moved here, had a very large back office in Jordan. So you have examples like that, and most of the companies have either a back office in countries like Jordan, Lebanon, or Egypt, with a primary focus on the GCC markets as an entry point, as a first market to tap into. Dubai is an excellent place to gather all of that. So the UAE and Dubai in particular are really have a mental extraction. They're not necessarily just about the people who live here. They're also about the people who transit here, who come and work, go back, who have relationship across the region, etc., etc. So if you think of Dubai as an extension, as an idea, as an extension to just the geography, then the region is actually fascinating, because there's a lot of good talent. It's shaping up. I started in this business 10 years ago, so I saw that evolution happen, from the quality of companies, quantities of companies, and not only just the funding side, but just talking about the quality of the teams that found companies. And not only founders, but also talent moving and working from A companies into startups.
What makes a good talent? Someone who's really good at starting a business.
I think that's something that actually makes me a little bit mad. If you want to talk about things that make us mad, is that concept of starting a business without talking about the product. Usually, companies that succeed are in the technology business have solved a technology problem through a product that they've built, and the business came later. So you can't walk around and be an entrepreneur. This is not a business card. This is not something you learn at school and you go and say,
either live it and breathe it, or you're just not made for it.
That is something that comes as a consequence of engineers and technicians and experts with real deep expertise building something that matters and that people want.
And passion, I bet.
Of course. I mean, passion is everything in life. You don't have passion in life, you go through life, blah.
Your idea goes astray. So no one's ever going to hear about it.
Exactly. Passion has to be at the core of everything you do. So, but in terms of building a technology entrepreneurship ecosystem, it has to start with the product that you're building, right? So I like entrepreneurs who come, walk around, building things that work and matter, as opposed to entrepreneurs who want to build businesses, right? It's a fundamental DNA. It's a fundamental difference in DNA between these two groups of people. You cannot follow a businessman who's gonna come tell you, oh look, I have a business, and it could be anything, it's just as long as it's a business, as opposed to somebody or a team who's actually put in their mind and heart into fixing a problem using tools and using science to do it. So
MAD stands for make a difference. So how do you make a difference? You personally.
I mean, it's what makes us go on in life, right? I think is to a certain extent build something meaningful for us as individuals, and then something meaningful for the people around us. I think I've been personally extremely lucky to be one of the first. There are obviously many people before me, but one of the first who've been involved in this industry 10 years ago in this part of the world. And I think the difference.
How do you make a difference? How do you make a difference?
By investing.
By investing in the right people.
Exactly, investing in the right businesses and the
so
right
having
people.
a better gut feeling than someone else.
Well, sometimes it's not that good because the people you invest in don't deliver because of XYZ reason, but that's fine. You still have invested and you showed faith and you believed, and that's very important to believe in the business you invest in, even if it fails, because nothing goes away, right? In this industry, people recycle themselves. Knowledge gets recycled. Nobody actually we've invested in, whether they succeed or not succeeded, have disappeared once their venture was out. They've always gone on and did something else, and they've always gone on and touched many people's lives, either through recruiting them in their own teams, or passing some knowledge, or challenging them, or pushing the agenda. One thing that actually makes a difference, and why is investing in people makes a difference. The people we invest in tend to be extremely serious about the impact they make, and they do it unconsciously. They don't wake up and say, "Oh, I'm going to make an impact in life." They actually make an impact by building great product that solve problems, and that solves.
And you're picking those people, giving them a platform, giving them capital. Thank you so much.
I'm trying to do.
Walid Mansour, thank you for talking to us today.
Thank you, Linda. Thank you.